Hey, good evening, everybody. What is going on? What is going on? Happy Saturday. I know some of you may be watching some football out there. If you're a college football fan, none of my teams are playing, so I'm I'm not worried about it. But tonight I want to talk to you about a couple things. I want to do a recap of our last Shadowdark session that happens every Monday night, 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll be playing again this Monday night, so come hang out with us. It's getting really interesting, as you will see here, as I will be sharing my notes. So be sure to check that out. If you're new here to the channel, thank you for being here. Thanks for being a part tonight. And feel free to subscribe if you like videos like this, talking about Shadowdark or talking about DM advice or just talking about hobby type stuff. Love you to be around. Love you to check it out. And so I'm going to talk about the recap, Monday night's recap, and then we will talk about something that I've dealt with. And I've dealt with it like a lot of people deal with it. The fear of missing out. Talk about FOMO and talk about RPG FOMO specifically, and kind of where I'm at in the process of my own stuff like that. And I'll get into it. I'll get into it later. So let's go and start. And by the way, if you have questions, let's see. If you have questions, you can jump in the chat there, and I'll be happy. You can go ahead and leave your questions there. If you're watching this in the future, by the way, thank you for being here. Thanks for watching. You can always leave your comments down below if you have questions. You have GM questions, or you want me to do a specific video about something, would love to do that. Got a lot of good content coming out this month. I have a few reviews I'm going to do, so be ready for that. I know it's the holiday season. Maybe there's some stuff in there you want to get for somebody. But let's go ahead and jump into this session. So we are back as a party. We're back in town, and we are just we're trying to figure out this thing with the card master. So if you're not briefed, by the way, there'll be some links down below to the playlist, the Shadowdark live play playlist. And we're trying to figure out, as a party, we're trying to figure out about this card master, because we've fought the card master, kind of, and he is not the one that is sending the fog into. He is taking advantage of what somebody else is doing and capturing this fog into the cards and things like that. So here's where we find ourselves. We find ourselves back in town in Scorn. And so the rest of the party, it's going to be Draymond, Columbo, Blaga are going back to the mages. They're going back to the mages headquarters there, where they take in. It's kind of like part store, part pawn shop, part the mages headquarters, basically. And they're going over there to check out this card. They're saying, look, can we give us any answers as to why this card? We took the cards that we found in the Harrowing, the neighborhood called the Harrowing. And we took those cards, or they took those cards that we had gotten from the card master that was given to Columbo and to Draymond, I believe. And so they're taking them back to the mages to see if they can get any more information about that at all. And so I'm heading over as Taryn. My character is Taryn. I am playing what is now a character, it seems, that Tim has made, our DM, has made a Doomsinger class. And so that's kind of fun. So I have some extra bonuses for that. And the funny thing is that because Taryn caused such a problem, you got to go back a couple of sessions where Taryn was in his what I will call his former ways for now. I'm not entirely sure that that Taryn has reformed at all, but so he is walking. He's going to try to go into the mage's headquarters there, and he actually, everybody goes in, and if you can picture it, everybody goes through the door or the screening area or whatever, and Terran goes in and he is blocked. He is not allowed back into the mage's headquarters there because of the trouble. So it's like almost like hitting just like an invisible wall. Like everybody else can walk through, but me. And so, message received, mages. Messages received, okay? I am not welcome in there until maybe I have done some sort of repentance of some kind. So we'll see what might be required. We'll see, and whether or not Terran cares or not. He does care in this sense. I think if you watch my last recap video, Terran is in this funny place where he's like, "Hey, I'm a barbarian," and he's feeling very, that he's in this, say modern. He's in city. He's in the city life. He's not out in the mountains. He's not surrounded by a bunch of other barbarians. Although Draymond's a barbarian. But he doesn't act like a barbarian the way I act like a barbarian. He has a barbarian background. I am a barbarian, basically. So I'm trying to figure out going forward, is Terran going to start playing by the rules more, or is he going to just continue to be a bull in a china shop and pick fights for no reason, right? I think based on what I'm going to share with you tonight, I think you'll find out that he's kind of leaning towards figuring out that he can't be this character in this world all the time. He just can't. He's got to change. Some changes have to be made, right? So Columbo, Draymond visit, and I think maybe Blago wasn't with us this one. So he visited the mages to find out, about the fog, who in the card and all that, and so they tell in the story that it actually may be, the fog may be originating from demons, that demons somehow are involved in this. Oh boy, now we're in it, right? And that we'll get to this in a minute. There's a reason why the demons are involved in this, and why the fog is there. But I will tell you this, that the fog, I think this was what one of the mages said. Maybe it could be they said it, or the person I'm going to talk about here in a minute is going to be the person who said it. Let me double check my notes here. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So I have to. Oh, okay. There we go. Okay. There we go. All right, so I want to make sure I get my facts straight as to how I'm breaking this down. So the demons, like I said, the mages send us off basically to speak to an expert, and this expert is named Peregrine, and Peregrine is kind of this, I guess you would call a demonologist, or at least a person who studies demons and those type of things, and basically, she'll be able to give us more information that the mages really don't have any information. It's this person who studies. So we go there, and we talk with Peregrine. And so Terran is trying to be on his best behavior. So Draymond and Terran, and Draymond's a good companion for Draymond because he balances them out. But I am conscious of how Terran is playing, right? How I'm playing him. So she offers us cookies, Peregrine does. And so I'm there just eating cookies off the table, like I am like watching things. Like I'm trying to make sure I'm not knocking any things over. It's a very small area, so I'm a really big guy in a small area. I'm trying to sit with like my hands in my lap, and she delivers cookies. And so I talk about how Terran is just gently, like almost like with a little finger up, is just grabbing a cookie and eating these little, and trying to be as polite and as not as barbarian as he can be, so he does not offend, and so they can get some information. So he's practicing being a bit more, I don't know if culture is the right word, just normal, maybe that's the word. And so we go see her, and she breaks down the fact and tells us that, I think it was her that told us, that these particular demons that are dealing with the fog they steal these women using the fog and bring the women. They kill the men and steal the women, and terrible things happen following that. We don't know all that, but all that she said was that terrible things happen. And so she's breaking out these books, these leather-bound books. She's showing us the script. She's showing us the various ins and outs of this. And then she talks about the fact that that the prince himself, there's a lesser demonic lord who may be doing this, and his name's Asgaral. And Asgaral is called the Lord of Blight. He's kind of half demon, half humanoid, and that may be what is happening to the women that were taken, is that they're being taken into and being changed and morphed and so forth. And so we then go see, we go to the temple of Delaquain, and we go to this really cool temple. And if you saw in the community tab, I put a picture there, and that's an AI photo of I just typed in ancient temple with lion statues, and so pretty good picture of what maybe the Pellegrine temple looks like, and the lion of Delaquain, and his name is Bartholomew, and Bartholomew tells us some things as well. And then he offers to bless our weapons, right? So we're going to need hard silver. He tells us, look, you're going to need hard silver. Demons can use magic against you, so you're going to need some protection there. We need something called daggerweed. And daggerweed is, it basically will help, it will help with the demonic magic, things that maybe are cast towards us, or something like that. Now, I have maybe it's this demon weed that is that we've been encountering, that maybe people are eating, that is causing this repelling of weapons or magic or things like that. And so basically the demons can use magic. We need this dagger weed, and then we dipped our weapons. The Bartholomew invited us to dip our weapons into this pool to see if it would bless it or not. My one weapon, my great axe, Terran's great axe, got blessed, and so he calls it Blessed Doom. That is that is his weapon's name now. I shall deliver to you Blessed Doom. And then Draymond also received, I think 1 out of 2 or maybe 2 out of 3 of his weapons got blessed. And for what we know, maybe, I don't know if we know this in-game or not, but maybe we do, that it's good for the time of adventure. It's good for the time of the adventure. And I believe it was also, I can't remember if it was Peregrine or Bartholomew that told us, but this next phase that we're going into, this area, this demons, is actually located underneath. There was a temple of Peregrine that basically they fight demons, I guess, and what they do. And underneath, outside of Scorn, in the Comor Forest, there is an ancient temple of Peregrine, and underneath that temple was found this, I'll say, a temple of Asgaral, the Lord of Blight, maybe. And that was kind of like a secret thing that was under there. We don't know what all the things on that. So that is basically where we're at. So our next adventure come Monday night will be then to go down into this hellhole, literally. We're going to go down into this hellhole and see what is under there. We're going to try to see if we can fight with... figure out, first of all, can we still find, are the women still alive? We don't know. Are we going to fight demons? Yes, we're going to do that. Maybe there's some really cool stuff under there. We can find treasure and so forth. So that's where we're going to be at. So if you are free Monday night, 6 p.m. Central Time, and want to catch Shadowdark live, once again, I think these are great. They're fun sessions. They're just dudes. We're just dudes. We're not entertainers. We try to be entertaining if we can, but we try to play the game. And I think to me, it's one of the best live plays out there for not necessarily for all the technical value or even the immersion factor, but I think it's a great teaching tool. That if you're wanting to learn Shadowdark, if you're wanting to learn how to be a good DM, Tim, our DM, does a great job. If you want to know just how to be a generous player within a game, I think that's going on. I think all our folks that play in there are super generous, and I think that's where we're at. I think that's I think it's a good time. So come join us Monday nights, 6 p.m. 7 p.m. 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, and we'll get started and we'll get going. Yeah, I think I'm going to save. I know I was going to talk about FOMO tonight. I think I'm going to save that for a separate video. We'll talk about RPG FOMO, and I think I'll go ahead and end the stream for tonight. If you have questions, if you have comments, would love to hear from you. If once again, you're welcome to. If you come across this video and you say, I'd like more content like this, well, then don't forget to subscribe, be part of the channel, be part of all the cool stuff going on here. But that's it for tonight, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you guys in the next video. We'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night, everybody.